What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Pepe's price is approaching what I believe to be its last chance before we do see a bigger correction, and I want to tell you exactly what you need to be on the lookout for and exactly what you can be doing next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little Bitcoin, Solana, SWI, Pepe, SHIB, and many more on all the way up to 500x leverage, you can check out that BTCC link down below. Guys, if you do sign up specifically with my link, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means, for example, if you deposit, say, $3,000, they're going to give you $300 on the spot to start trading with. And whatever profit you make from that $300 is all yours, no strings attached. This is literally an opportunity to make free gains during the bull market on a very, very good platform. So if you are interested in that, again, head down to the link down below and go check out BTCC. Now, before we talk about what is going on right now here with Pepe, let's kind of zoom back a little bit so you can understand how we got here, how we got some of these zones, and why what we're seeing right now is actually pretty dang on important. So let's go back to the descending channel. Okay, what we saw obviously was Pepe's price pushing up, doing extremely well, and then it entered into what we figured to be a descending channel. Now, this was my favorite structure, or is my favorite structure in all of crypto, so we were pretty excited about that. And I told you, hey, my game plan is to buy anytime we hit the bottom side of the structure, because I do believe we will break out towards the upside one day. Now, I told you in that video back then as well, like, hey, also, if we do break out, I would assume Pepe's price can push up anywhere from the 2.8 level all the way up towards the 3.3 level. So this could be the structure that we're actually looking for in order to finally get us in towards that 3 level that we've been looking forward to for a while now. Well, of course, what we saw, of course, from Pepe was his price broke towards the upside, came back down and built up a support level, gave us that 3-step confirmation that we look for from these descending channels, which is breakout and back test, number 1, clearing the previous point of resistance, number 2, and then breaking that pesky green box is, number 3, and then, of course, that opened the door upwards. But interestingly enough, as Pepe's price did get that breakout of that pesky green box, we did start to see its price rolling over a little bit as it did run into this previous point of resistance up here. And so, of course, when you mix that in with the fact that the market started to pull back as well, we did see Pepe's price start pulling back a little bit. Now, funnily enough, Pepe's actually outperformed a lot of the market recently, and it's been going a lot more sideways than most of your cryptos have since the 8th. So it is good to see that that is happening, because that is a very bullish sign that we are in a spot where Pepe is very likely to try to continue upwards at some point. So even in little moments like this where the price is pulling back, I'm not even really all that concerned, because when we get this macro bullish liquidity stepping in moments like this, again, it's a good sign that whether we do this or whether we do this, we should be in a spot to where we should be able to try to push upwards. So I still do have a lot of that bullish conviction that we will hit that 3 level that we're hoping for. But of course, now kind of fast forwarding into the modern day, what you can see is that Pepe has been sort of range bound a little bit. We have this key pesky green box from back here that we were trying to get above here, trying to get above here, and trying to get above here. That was rejecting us consistently. And now we're in a spot where Pepe's trying to flip that green box from resistance into support. And I told you all, as this RS flip is attempted, as we see Pepe try to flip this green box into support, I would keep you updated as it does play out on what to be on the lookout for, early signs and signals that we're seeing, and much more, which takes us, of course, into the modern day, in which we're going to talk about what's happening right now as Pepe is trying to build up some support here and what I'm expecting next. So now that you have a good understanding of what's been going on and how we got here, let's transition now into what is happening at this point in the green box. And look, I will give you a little bit of a warning before we move on that some of the things that we're about to talk about might get a little bit confusing for you if you are a beginner or if you've been here a while but you're just trying to add some more tools to your toolbox. So if you do get confused, all that I ask from you is just to stick around to the end of the video. We're going to get a lot more in depth about things, and I am going to tell you how you can join the Discord server, which is where we teach all of these things in classes, lessons, workshops, live streams, and many more. And we have a community that's generating hundreds of percentages of gains every single day. And so again, if that is you, if you get a little bit confused, or if you do want to just start learning and elevating even more, please just stick around to the end of the video. Just trust me on this one. So as I mentioned before, now that you know what's going on, let's kind of fast forward into what is happening now. So what we can see is that Pepe's price is trying to build up some support in this green box and use it to break the golden zone. You all know that in yesterday's video I told you there's 2 main things that need to happen. Pepe needs to build support in the green box, use that support to clear the golden zone. Now, if you don't know what the golden zone is, it is just the golden Fibonacci ratio that you can see if you draw your Fibonacci's from that swing high all the way down to the swing low. As many of you know, I am a huge advocate that the golden zone is the most important zone of resistance that there is in all of crypto. And once you break that golden zone, that's what actually opens the door to being able to see the price start pumping and you can start going towards those higher price targets. And so because of that, I told you again, we need to see the green box held. We want to flip this major point of resistance into some support and use that support to break the gold box. Well, sadly, Pepe did kind of fail that move yesterday. What I told you is, hey, there's a chance out there that Pepe's trying to put in this cup and handle pattern. There's a world that is happening. But what we need to see is Pepe in this move start working back above the golden zone. And well, Pepe did start to get a reversal right after that, somewhat invalidating this in my opinion. I mean, you could say that this is a cup and handle pattern. Now that we've seen this move to the downside, even if we do this, it's just not really what we're seeing anymore, right? That's just so far away from textbook that it's hard to validate that that's actually what it is. Not saying that, of course, it couldn't have a similar breakout and a breakout target, but it is something to note that we, of course, did somewhat invalidate this bullish structure, which isn't the best sign. And so what we can see again is, yes, we did see Pepe try to break this golden box here previously. It did get rejected. It did get forced to the downside, leading us to where we are now. Well, you might be wondering at this point, okay, well, we tried to build support. We got to the gold box and we got rejected. Does that have something to do with why I titled the video something along the lines of like, this is its last chance? And yes, and the reason that I say that is because Pepe is now reapproaching its bottom side Fibonacci zone. What we can do is we can actually draw on our Fibonacci's from this low to this high, and that's going to give us the downside golden zone right here. And what you're going to be able to see is Pepe right now is now hitting that golden zone to the bottom side. If Pepe's price is not able to use this level of support to continue upwards, but rather it starts pulling towards the downside, things are probably going to start getting a little bit ugly from there. This would actually be the only chance that Pepe has. If we see it lose support at this little 2-3 level it's approaching right now, the only hope it has is 224. Because if this entire gold box is lost, and in this moment we're unable to maintain on top of or within this golden box, it likely opens the door for Pepe to start pulling back towards the red box of support down here, which could be like 20 to 1935, which obviously would be a pullback of anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even as high as 20% from here. No one really wants to see that happen, although I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm totally fine with Pepe's price pulling back down here because again, I do think it will find support and continue upwards. I would just rather it happen here. I'd rather flip this big zone of resistance into support and use it to continue upwards. And right now, with Pepe approaching the golden zone to the bottom side, this is the last chance that it has to accomplish that. This is the last chance that it has to make that happen, because again, if this golden zone is lost, that's our last major level of support. But and the likelihood that we see Pepe fall 10-15% to the downside increases to like 60 or 70%. And so because of that, what I want you to do, and kind of your homework for tonight, is I want you to draw on this Fibonacci box. First and foremost, actually, I want you to draw on the pesky green zone between 223 and of course 240. The pesky green zone, this is the macro box. This is the major zone that we're trying to flip from resistance to support. But in the moment while this is happening, I want you to also draw on your Fibonacci from that 215 level all the way up to your 2579 level. That's going to give you your 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone right here, and I want you to watch this closely. If we can somewhat mirror what we saw back here and build this as support, okay, we're looking good. We still have opportunities to go back up, break this gold box, and continue. But if we lose this gold box, things will start to probably get pretty ugly, and then we'll really have to reassess from there on what we want to look for and see next. And so with that in mind, that's your homework for tonight. Draw on your Fibonacci's, draw on the pesky green box, and watch it very closely. Today is not a day for trades, in my opinion. This isn't a time for buys, sells, long shorts, or any of that. I'm not doing it, at least, because I'm not very confident in either direction. I'm not confident that we're going to hold. I'm not confident we're going to break through it. This is a little bit of unprecedented territory for Pepe, at least in the last month or so. And so I'm not going to try to guess. I'm just going to allow it to play out and then base my moves off of whatever happens next. And so stay tuned for that. Watch it very closely. Do your homework. And as I mentioned before, tomorrow I'll be back updating you on exactly what's going on and what you can start to expect after that. And as I said before, if you're someone who is trying to simply just get better in this whole crypto thing, whether you're a beginner, whether you're advanced, but you want to just add more tools to your toolbox, what I want you to do is I want you to check out the Discord server, guys. Now, let me just put it out there on the table. If you want to join the Discord server, it's a $17 a month charge or $5 a month charge. It's the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper. But what you get access to are my insights. This oftentimes includes some of the things that I'm buying and selling, my thoughts and advice and guidance on just random things happening throughout the market. You get access to our exclusive live shows that we have every single day, Q&As, Crypto Vault Lives, Fridays with Frank, and much more. You're getting daily technical analysis throughout the week, daily fundamental analysis on the market throughout the week, access to 2 teams of professional traders whose livelihood depends on them making good trades, and they're giving you their buy and sell signals every single day. You're getting access to premium classes on things like the Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci's, 5 keys to bull market investing, and more. You're going to get access to beginners courses on things like leverage trading, on things like technical analysis. And guys, these are 30 minutes long, 20-page presentations, vocabulary, cheat sheets, and much more. You're getting access access to Tips with Tyler, which are these little 2 to 3 minute long videos on these topics that you can pause and read here. And we're going to post probably 100 of these, so many more coming. And all of these things combined are cultivating a community that is learning. They're learning, and they're taking what they're learning, using it to build strategies and implementing those strategies to generate hundreds of percentages in gains a day. I mean, guys, this is just yesterday. Hundreds of percentages in gains on a consistent basis over and over and over again, because these people are, again, learning lessons, making strategies, turning those strategies into real life profit. So if you want to be one of these people who are growing at this rate and elevating at this rate, you can do it for the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper. And I think that's a fantastic deal. So head to the link down below to the Patreon, THCV. Go ahead and check out Tyler Hill's Crypto Vault and let me know what you think. But don't forget, guys, we like to post 4, 5, 6, 7 videos a day here on the channel. So if you have been enjoying them, please do let us know by smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.